This is ZombiU's opening scene. The video sets the stage in a land of ruin where forsaken souls are rummaging the earth, looking for flesh to feed on. Unfortunately, that's you. And you're on the earth alone, navigating for survival, until a single voice, named the Prepper, becomes your only hope.
Over here. Come down into the station.
Yes, you.
I've got eyes on you. Follow my voice. In the tube.
Then suddenly the realization sets in. I'm gonna die, oh my god, they're gonna eat me, and thus begins the desperate dash for your life. Hi, I'm Rob Jackson from WiiUDaily.com, and this is our review of ZombiU. You start the game in your safe house, and you're going to become very familiar with this room. It's where you sleep, it's where you save your game, and you get your basic information to start the game. Among the first things you'll do is use your flashlight, which is on the gamepad, and this kind of kicks off the intimate relationship between the game and what you see, and the actual interaction and what you do, which really brings out the unique nature of the Wii U and the gamepad. Pretty soon you'll start gaining access to maps, and these are like complete blueprints. They show you exactly where every room is, how the ground is laid out, where the doors are. They even show you where your destination is, thanks to the Prepper. So it creates this interesting balance between looking at the map, trying to decide where you're going to go and how you're going to access your endpoint, and then also looking at the screen so you can see what's in front of you, if there's an enemy in front of you, if there are things you should try and pick up, and whatnot. So especially with the dark settings of the game, and you really want to use the map, but then you don't want to use the map too long because then you can't see where you're going. It creates this really interesting balance that better emulates real life. Then you've got the radar in the bottom right hand corner of the map. When you press it, it'll show you exactly where zombies are on your map with a red dot, and a little ping noise that you'll come to frighten you when you start using it and you realize something's nearby. So we go use the map to track down a zombie, and look, there we go. There's a zombie. Perfect. Now, there are three main problems to this radar. The first thing is that it takes time and focus to use it. So you've got to get your gamepad up, press the radar button on the bottom right hand corner, try and decide, are there zombies near me, and then that's all time that there could be someone about to jump up on you and kill you. So again, you need to be careful. When should I or should I not use the radar? Then, say you do spot zombies. Oh my gosh, they're surrounding me. Oh, wait a minute. No. Those are just crows. So it really just detects living things. Oh, okay. Don't even worry about it. Oh my gosh, wait. There's more zombies. Wait, what's going on? I'm disoriented. And then before you know it, you get attacked. So something that can be a great resource can also be a distraction. Let's just enjoy some zombie combat for a moment. And there you see that desperate last lunge. Even when you think you're finally safe and killed them all, one seems to somehow rise from the ashes and have that one last blood-curdling grasp at your leg. The other problem is that zombies don't always appear on the radar if they aren't actively moving around. So sometimes you'll think there's nothing around at all, I'm good, I'm safe, and before you know it, someone jumps out at you. Now in this case we're moving very slowly. If you're quiet and slow and don't use your flashlight, the zombies are less likely to see you. In this case, we didn't fare so well, and combat begins. If you're able to kill whatever creature's after you, you have the opportunity to loot it and take what could be valuable resources, whether it's health, weapons, bullets, a key card, something really important. But now you're vulnerable. Your character's down on the ground, you're looking at your gamepad trying to figure out what resources to use, and you've created quite the conundrum. This is another incredibly realistic part of the game. Whenever you want to get resources or inventory out of your backpack, you put yourself at risk. It takes time to figure out what you want to get. If you've got a swarm of zombies after you, you can't go in your knapsack and fetch a key or fetch a banana or whatever else. And this is what really starts to create that horror movie sensation when you need something from your backpack. You need a weapon. weapon or a key, and time's running out though. Here, they're coming after me. Oh my, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. On the top left and right, you do have access to 6 quick things, but in the middle, you've got your backpack. And this is where you're going to store up to 10 items that you can use, whether it's health packs or weapons or whatever else. You've got a bunch of different options as well. There's your gear in here that are it's kind of like bigger items in inventory and whatnot, and you can click on each one and see exactly what it does. You can discard things from your backpack. Here's a look at your missions, and there's a bunch of other stuff too, but those are the 3 ones you're going to use most. If you're not feeling particularly threatened, you can press the L button on the top left of the gamepad, which accesses more or less night vision goggles. And this will absolutely light up the entire room more than the flashlight, and you can see exactly where you're going and everything around you. If you actually point the unit in the direction of the particular room, it will move your character to see that part of the room, which is pretty cool. If you stop on a certain item, it can tell you there are certain actions. You can loot it. You can remotely hack things. You can also use the joystick in the top right if you don't want to flail your arms around. One of the biggest complaints of the game is that the main weapon that you've got is this cricket stick, and that there are very few weapons. When you do get weapons, there aren't very many bullets. You can't find ammo. You can loot things, but you gotta look all over the place, and you barely find any health packs or anything like that. I think that's great because it really solidifies this realistic horror environment. Like, when are there really going to be bullets and fresh food and stuff all over the place when zombies have just taken over the freaking planet? I think it really makes the game more realistic. And better yet, if you look at all these things now that are incorporated into the gamepad, you look at using your flashlight, you look at looking at the map to see where you're going and see where doors are going, you look at the radar and trying to identify where enemies are and where the next mission point is. You look at using your backpack and trying to use items in your backpack and switching between weapons and using your night vision goggles and all these different objects and reasons to use your... Oh, and there's a zombie. In most games, you've got all the resources you need right there on that one screen. That's not true with the Wii U. You've got 2 screens and you've got some decisions to make. And when the pressure's on and time is of the essence, you're forced to make a decision. What do I do? Do I go for this? Do I go for that? Which screen do I look at? And in a horror type of movie setting, that's exactly what creates that suspense, builds that drama, and it's what makes ZombiU great. Is it efficient to get weapons and to look at your map and do all that stuff? Yeah, kind of. It's more time consuming though, and you can't do all of it at one time. There's no radar on your main screen. And here comes somebody. The great thing about ZombiU is it's such a delicate balance between what you should do and shouldn't do, whether you should go fast or slow, whether you should look at the screen or the gamepad, whether you should... Whoa. Oh my god, oh my god! So if you die, one of 2 things happens. If you're playing Survivor mode, game over, you're done, you gotta start from the beginning. You actually even have to watch the video intro again. You start from scratch. If you're playing normal mode, you start at your last save point, but you become a new character. You wake up, you're in this bed, they announce who you are, you're like, and you're in this zombie world as a new person. The person you were the previous life is now a zombie. So there they are, and they're going to be standing right where they had died. So you've got to defeat the last character you were. So it's kind of this ongoing, proliferation of zombie characters. And you can see we died again. And because we're playing normal mode, it will show us a reincarnation kind of trailer, and then we'll be reincarnated as not reincarnated, but we'll start the game where we left off as a new character.
Are you prepared? Wake up! There's a bloody great horde on its way to your front door. Batten down the hatches.
So here we are. We're Patrick Harrison now, a sales assistant, starting from brand new, entering this new zombie world, and the first person we're going to encounter in this case, because we died right near the entrance, is our girl Willow. So, there she is, and she means business, but so do we. So,